When you have a person who's got a lot of pimples, acne, a lot of pigmentation, acanthosis, a lot of hair growth, hirsutism, and we know that she's working person round the clock, poor feeding habits, eating junk food, they think they are fit and just work whatever physical work which is to be done is zero. Mental work that they do is 100%. Then their lifestyle balance knocks them off completely and PCOS is quite rampant. On an average, it used to be around 13-15 years of age. That was in the 80s, 90s. But now we find people are getting into the menstrual cycles by age 10, 12 also. So, but on average, between 12 to 15 is most ladies have their menarche. That's standard. But your menopause is now, again very debatable. A large population attain menopause because of premature ovarian failure by age 40, 42, 44. One important test that you can do to find out your ovarian status is by what is called as the anti-Mullerian hormone, which tells you what is the ovarian reserve left in your ovaries or what is the capability of getting pregnant with your own eggs. A person who is 38, 40 coming to me for pregnancy, I will definitely say, please get an NIPT. We suggest them, we offer them. It's up to them to take it, yes or no. Yeah. Okay, you suggested, is it worthwhile? I said, think it's worthwhile. Try to do it. At least you will have a peaceful pregnancy going forward. Because of your age, suppose you are 30, I would not have offered to you.
How much of this is impacting the PCOS rise? That's another epidemic.
PCOS is a metabolic disorder.
Okay.
There will be definitely a family history of diabetes, either the parents or the grandparents. Then that what kicks in is they are having a absolute stressful life, college deadlines, job deadlines, getting a job proper, career advancement, family pressure, and they tend to sort of be very obese as such. Their BMIs are pretty high. They tend to eat round the clock. When they're working on the laptop, they'll have some peanuts or chips or kefas that is there. They keep on munching on it. And zero exercise. They don't move their butt from the chair. If they have to get out from the house, they just go down by the lift, get into the cab. The cab takes you to the office. Again, take the lift to go to your workstation. Sit on the chair till lunch break. Meantime, go and get a cup of coffee along with get some cashew nuts or peanuts and keep on working. I'm not saying they're not working. They're working. But physically, zero exercise. Carbohydrates, extreme intense eating. And then finish by 5:36, get into the lift, come down, get into the cab, come home, take the lift back to your apartment. And time for partying by 7 o'clock. You burnt yourself out. So let's go for pubbing. 3, 4 guys meet up. A couple of girls go off. We meet at this point. We meet at that point. In a hostile environment where there's a lot of smokers, the whole pub is laden with smoke. Again, carbohydrates in the form of beer or alcohol. Again, shorties which are not very hygienic, not home cooked.
Yes.
Then the food that they have is maybe rich in oil and oil which has been sort of burnt over and over and over again. And again, starchy food. Take the cab, come back home, sleep, and next morning the whole cycle repeats.
So this will
Definitely this metabolic disorder with the diabetes family history background, stress factor, lack of exercise, deadlines not being, poor sleeping habits, looking at the computer for a long period of time, sleeping at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, getting up at 10 o'clock. All this thing messes them up and they tend to be obese.
Okay.
So when they start becoming obese and knowing that I'm not eating proper food, still I'm putting on weight, there's somewhere things are going wrong.
Okay.
Number 3 that kicks in is they start having excess of male hormones. You find that they have hirsutism, they have hair growing down in the lateral aspect of the face, little bit of hair on the chin. Definitely they have a mustache which they don't sort of show as such because they take care of it by going to the parlor. So when you have a person who's got a lot of pimples, acne, a lot of pigmentation, acanthosis, a lot of hair growth, hirsutism, and we know that she's a working person round the clock, poor feeding habits, eating junk food, eating not proper home cooked food, stressful lifestyle, and zero exercise with a lot of pressure from the office or from the family and a family history of diabetes, obese lady. And because of the obesity and a high BMI, they don't exercise. They think they are fit and just work whatever physical work which is to be done is zero. mental work that they do is 100%, then their lifestyle balance knocks them off completely, and PCOS is quite rampant. I have almost about 60 to 70% of my patients are PCOS. The moment we see this, immediately I tell them, I don't even ask for investigation. I can tell them straight away, hey, look, you are too stressed out.
Okay.
Maybe the family, maybe the office, maybe the lifestyle. Poor eating habits. Don't eat home cooked food. Just munch on chips, wafers, peanuts, coffee, sandwiches, etc., which is all cold stuff.
Yes.
3, stressful because you have to meet certain deadlines. I have to finish this project by 5 p.m. Work your butt off towards it. Not having enough time for physical activity. They just don't even walk down the staircase. If you're on the 5th floor, why? I mean, I try to take the staircase as much as possible. 0 lift if it's feasible. And these things help you to at least burn some calories. And when there's a strong family history of diabetes, you tend to be obese.
Yes.
The genetic markup is such that this is going to manifest itself. You're a pre-diabetic to start with.
But there are also cases where
PCOS are thin. That's called thin, lean PCOS. But most of the people, this is about hardly 10%.
Okay.
The remaining 90% are the obese type.
Okay.
So they have basically what's called as insulin resistance, or what's also called as hyperinsulinemia, which prevents the glycogen going into the cells from the bloodstream, and therefore the sugars start rising up, and it's a vicious cycle.
Okay.
You have to break the cycle to get into this thing.
Okay.
So you have to exercise and work out at least 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, where you burn your calories, you release catecholamines and endorphins in the bloodstream, which makes the stress. It's a stress buster. So you bust the stress, and therefore you exercise and you feel more healthy. And most of the times, if you do it in the morning, your whole day goes well.
Yes.
And at least dedicate some hour for your health in the long run. If you don't take care of your health between the 20s and 30s, you're going to hit the thing in the 50s and 60s. You see now so many people are dying at age 35, 40, 45, where there's too much of stress in their lifestyle, Sometimes there are deadlines which they can't meet, and they just, go bonkers. So I understand COVID has made a little mess of our lives. I'm not denying that. But I think you can take things under control and take stock of the situation that you're in and try to modulate your lifestyle around it.
Yes. Doctor, very, very important milestones in a woman's life is one is menarche, the other one is
menopause,
and in between the pregnancy, the productive, that fertile period, the pregnancy and the delivery and the postpartum. And it has its own impact on the emotional health, mental health and the physical health. How was it when you started your career? When was the menarche happening?
On an average, it used to be around 13-15 years of age.
Okay.
That was in the 80s, 90s. But now we find people are getting into the menstrual cycles by age 10, 12 also. Okay. So that is not much of a change.
Yes.
Between, say, there are some ladies who say, I've got my periods in 5th standard. Some people who say, I've got my periods in the 9th standard. So, but on average, between 12 to 15 is most ladies have their menarche. That's standard. But your menopause is now, again, very debatable. A large population attain menopause because of premature ovarian failure by age 40, 42, 44. And there's another group which still keep to menstruate till age 50, 51, 52. So late onset menopause.
So is it like if the girl has got menarche at 15, will delay?
No, there's nothing like that. There's no hard and fast rule as if you getting menarche late, that you'll have menopause later.
It's not.
So you can have a late onset periods and get into ovarian menopause much earlier.
What is the earliest age that a menopause or a perimenopause, whatever this?
Between the ages of say 38 to 44, you will be perimenopausal.
Oh, really? Yeah. Actually, 38 is overlapping. No, that is the time nowadays.
People are getting, that's one. So that's what I'm telling you. The one important test that you can do to find out your ovarian status is by what is called as the anti-Mullerian hormone.
Okay.
Which tells you what is the ovarian reserve left in your ovaries, or what is the capability of getting pregnant with your own eggs. So they do what's called as the AFC, antral follicular count.
Okay.
This is done on a scan, and the sonologist will say that I have got 8 to 10 eggs there. So it's a good AFC. So that means you are still fertile. Number 2 is a blood test which is called as the AMH values, anti-Mullerian hormones. So that range between 2.5 to 5.1 milli international units per ml is a good range.
Okay.
But coming to the fact that you are talking about fertility and coming for us to the hospital, most of the ladies, when you do their AMH values, is pretty low, 0.8 milli international units. So they are all losing their ovarian reserve and the AMH values are diving down. But that is not the, I feel that that's the fertility specialist will say, hey, your AMH is low, go for donor eggs. They don't bat an eyelid. But I still cajole them and tell them, look, try your luck. You may still get pregnant with the low AMH. If it doesn't work out, let's see.
Okay.
So there are a lot of patients with the low AMH who have got pregnant without doing anything.
Okay.
Just giving them a little bit of counseling, a little bit of timing of their intercourse, giving them folic acid and try your best. They do come back pregnant and happily deliver without any problems.
Okay.
But there is a majority of people who have low AMH, which is again related to stress. So that's the equilibrium. You're too stressed out, your AMH values to come down. You exercise, work out, eat healthy food, you find that the AMH tends to go up.
Tends to go up.
Yes. And these people become pregnant in no time. It's not that just because you have low AMH, you should go to the IVF person.
So even though if it is 38, 39, they are wanted to have a child, but if their lifestyle is good, if their cultural life, everything is
it will fall into place without any problems.
Okay. So they don't have to worry that only age is a matter.
No.
If you maintain...
Age is just a number.
Ah.
So here, age is just a number. So as long as you keep yourself physically fit, see that you have a nutritious diet, you have the right partner. You may be 38, 40, but you can happily get pregnant without doing anything. Okay. You don't have to run to, I'm 30. But this is what exactly happens in the clinics, in the outpatient departments. So they come at age 32, married for 3 years. Oh, I'm growing old. I just said, you're 32, my dear. This is the time to get pregnant. You're not old. Age is just a number. You're not going to get admitted to an old age home and walk with a walker or a crutch. No? You're not going to have a walking stick next month. Or you're going to use a walker when you go to office. It's just that age that you're in that is making you feel that as if you're old. Depends upon your mindset as to what you're looking at. So, I agree that the AMH values keep on fluctuating day to day, varies month on month, year on year.
Okay.
But a good AMH value should not deter the lady from not getting pregnant, even if she's 38, 39, 40.
Okay.
But the consultant who is looking after a pregnancy should be keeping his mind or her mind wide open to see that you get the relevant tests done as you're growing older.
Okay. Okay.
You do a little bit more fancy tests. You do a double marker, you do a NIPT, you do a triple marker, and then find out if there's nothing going wrong. Okay. Not everybody has a Down syndrome baby. Okay. It's quite uncommon to have a Down syndrome just like that happening. Okay. But everybody equates them, I've done my double marker, I've done my triple marker, I've done my NIPT, I don't have Down syndrome. So they're content with it. But when it happens badly. So it's best to do all your precautionary investigations before you embark on a pregnancy when you're older. And we don't do routinely for everybody that you get this fancy. They're quite costly tests also.
But still, even when I remember in my case, for the first pregnancy when I was in a different city, I was just 23 when I had my first one. But still, I was asked to do all these Down syndrome tests and so many things. It was sent to Chennai, and I was just 23, and I asked them, is it really even needed? Today you're telling it wasn't, but I did spend. But for the second one, you are my gynec, so it was so nothing. I literally hardly was looking at chance to meet you every month. That is for sure.
The point is that you should take the person as a whole, not just meet your targets. There are places where you have to do this test, and then only you are a normal. Where is your academic career and your clinical career? You must marry the two and decide what to do when. You just can't go by textbook information that do this test as such. Everything has got a priority and what is needed. Now, suppose you were young that time, I didn't even ask for your fancy test. A person who is 38, 40 coming to me for pregnancy, I will definitely say, please get an NIPT. We suggest them, we offer them. It's up to them to take it, yes or no.
Yeah.
Okay, you suggested, is it worthwhile? I said, think it's worthwhile. Try to do it. At least you will have a peaceful pregnancy going forward. Because of your age, Suppose you're 30, I would not have offered to you. Suppose you're 40, I will definitely keep my fingers crossed to see that the reports come within normal range.
Okay.
There are quite a plethora of tests available in the lab in the hospital. You can do everything, but it costs.
Yes.
And I mean, you don't have to do everything for everybody. I mean, if you buy a new car, I mean, I'm comparing a car to a pregnancy, but I'm just telling, all the fitments are all added on and added on and added on. You want this, you want a dash cam, you want a rear dash cam, you want wipers in the back, you want 8 airbags. I mean, some of them are not needed.
Yes. We were talking about the perimenopause, and that's where we thought, while we're talking menopause symptoms, and that is a mild age group of that, but we also discussed about getting pregnant even during the perimenopause period.
There's so many people who are crossed 40, 45 getting pregnant with IVF. So with artificial reproductive technology going bonkers, you can still get a 44 year lady who's got into menopause to stimulate the endometrial lining for them to implant an fertilized zygote and take the pregnancy. I have maybe about 5-6 couples, thanks to my fertility specialist. I have about maybe 5 of them who are at age 45 and pregnant, happily going forwards with all the investigations done to see that the child is a normal child.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes.
So, okay, now assume let's have the way around 45 or 50 is where the not for the baby or not for a thing, they already have a children. What do we expect in the perimenopause period? Because this word menopause itself was not so popular 10-15 years back. This was not this much spoken. Awareness was very little. And today everybody talks about, from 40 they are all talking. It is one side they are seeing it as a cool factor. I'm going through my menopause.
So menopause, you find there's a lot of circulating FSH, follicular stimulating hormone, which gets you into these mood swings. And you find that you fire the maid servant, you fire the driver, you fire the husband, you get irritated with small things. Acceptable.
But women always mostly gets
they
that,
get, huh?
In a normal also, every month she goes through this hormonal thing. Every month she becomes a bit.
This is premenstrual tension you're talking about. So there's all because of the effect of the progesterone. You find the high levels of progesterone.
Yes.
You go through PMT, premenstrual tension. So you feel that your ED matters. There's a lot of white discharge. There's a lot of breast heaviness. You have a lot of mood swings.
Right.
You get irritable very, very fast, very rapidly. Small things triggers you off. And then you go into an explosive mood as such. So it's expected. But when you find that you're perimenopausal, this is almost a day-to-day affair.
Okay, there it would have been a week in a month.
3 to 5 days prior to your menstrual cycles.
But here it becomes every day.
Exactly.
And that is when the woman should realize that some transition is happening in her body.
So you have to accept it. Every lady has to go through perimenopause and reach menopause. But this is a time when a lot of complications medically happen, gynec-wise.
Okay.
They are prone for fibroids.
Okay.
They are prone for ovarian tumors. They are prone for endometriosis. They can be, ovarian malignancy, uterine malignancy, cervical malignancy. So these are things which we need to keep track on. So simplest thing would be to get an ultrasound scan done, non-invasive, and that will tell you the status of the ovaries, the uterus, the cervix as such. If there's anything growth, it can be all picked up. So it's a non-invasive procedure. It does not cost much. You don't have to take sort of procedures to be done. Is not an invasive procedure, just an ultrasound.
So 6 months once or a yearly?
Once a year is more than enough.
More than sufficient to know the transition period.
Yes, and to see that there's no fibroids developing, which is quite common in age 40 plus, 44, 42.
But if the lifestyle was healthy, good food, good lifestyle,
the incidence would be lower. But these days, the norm is to have 1 baby or max 2 babies. Most unlikely somebody will go for the 3rd baby.
Yes, very.
There are various restrictions for it. Because, example, schooling becomes very costly.
Yes.
Funding for these schools is now good old days. I think I paid maybe about 20 rupees per month as my tuition fees. Now it's 2 lakhs per month as such, or 3 lakhs per month, which is the tuition fees.
Yes.
The good schools. So things have become expensive. So they restrict the family to 1-2.
Yes.
Definitely our generation, grandparents would have 10, 12.
Easily.
And if 1 or 2 died, they were happy with 10.
Yes.
Here you can't afford to have more than 2, and to see that you get the 2 ones to go peacefully. And I'm just giving a off the collar, I'm telling you, immunization is a costly procedure. And if you see the bigger hospitals, and to protect the newborn, till the first year of life, the amount of vaccines that are available translates to about 50,000 rupees only on drugs. The immunization schedule is such, if you take the best immunization schedules that you have, which is common to across the world, as per the WHO classification, the immunization protocol that they follow costs the parent 50,000 rupees in drugs. Forget the illnesses.
Yes.
These are just immunization protocols. Jokes aside, I have tabulated it and it comes to 50K within the first year. Second year, third year, it adds on.
Yeah.
But you must be mentally prepared for these challenges.
Yes.
And in between, common cold, fever, viral infections, loose motions, diarrhea, fall, accidents, trauma, all these things are built in along the way.
So 2 is maximum.
You can't afford to have more than 2.
What is this impacting the menopausal thing?
In the
Having
sense?
2 child or 1 child. Does that have an impact?
On the family, I think 2 should be fair enough. Going for the third one is asking for trouble, unless you got the Maharaja of Mysore or something like that. Because you need to definitely sort of look after the health from age 0 till they attain college and they become self-sufficient. You know? So until they move out of the house and they are on their own, you have to sort of prep them, hold them up as such. You know. So here also, if you see the Western culture and the Indian culture, most of the kids at age 16, 17, the moment they move out.
Yes.
So if you see now, the general trend is to have 2 babies.
Yes, yes.
Which is about, say, 60%. 40% stick to 1 baby. They are content with 1 child. They don't want to get onto the second rut of it and, pregnancy, checkups and delivery and breastfeeding and nappy changing and Montessori and schooling and run for schools and, pay phenomenal tuition fees. Then by that time, they're already 45, 50.
Yes.
And then to get them on board to any educational institution, you'll be 60. So that whole thing has changed, And if you want to become, for them to grow up, get married and have the children, you would all be in their 70s.
Yes, yes.
So it'd be too late for the parents or the grandparents to look after the newborn child.
Yes.
So they are restricting to 1 kid now, most of them. Majority stick to 2 and they call it a day.
Okay.
And most of them finish the family by 40, I feel. It's the trend which I'm seeing.
Okay.
But there are, we have a monthly statistics where we check the age of the parent when they are delivering. And most of them, 60% fall between 32 to 37.
Oh, okay.
Very few, about 10% is 25 to 30.
Okay.
10% only.
Right now.
Right now. So 65 plus 10, 75. And 35 to 38 and 40 is about 20%. So the major chunk of the population does deliver by 35.
Okay.
So only the one-off late marriages, career advancement, not getting the right guy, second marriages, these are in the older age group.
Okay.
So there definitely they go for some help. They consult a doctor early. They definitely go for intrauterine insemination or IVF, which is a costly procedure. Not everybody can afford IVF. It costs about 4 lakhs to 5 lakhs for getting 1 cycle done. And if you fail, again, you have to reinvest the same amount.
That's
quite a large amount.
Yeah, yes.
I used to always suggest that if you have tried 2-3 times, go for adoption. But these days, adoption also is a little difficult because the babies are not easily available. You have to go through care, the government agency, and very few babies are available for adoption unless you go to the peripheral areas as such. Smaller tier 2 towns or tier 3 cities where you can pick up tier 3 towns, villages where you can pick up a baby. But doing it the legal way.
Okay.
But adoption per se in the city, difficult. So newer trend is surrogacy. Now you find surrogate mothers who are now available at a price. Quite a few of my patients have gone through surrogacy. Little expensive venture. And these surrogate mothers know that they can milk the couple. So they also put up their price. And
what's the price range involved?
I have no idea, but it must be about 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs for carrying the baby through.
Per month?
They are all housed in a proper agency house where they are looked after by
an agency. Okay.
And these people pay for all the consultations, drugs and food and see that they get nutritious foods and scans and etc. That's paid. They come across an agreement. It's a legal document.
Okay.
It's not just that, oh, you are a surrogate test taker. So surrogacy is there, but there's a lot of legal angles to it. It's not easy just to get a surrogate mother like.
Because today the media celebrities have made it look that's a better option if you're focusing on your career. Surrogacy has become the next.
But I don't know. I mean, career. I mean, that's little taking it too far out. I mean, you are not going to be the prime minister. I mean, you just look after your own domain and try to get going and reach the pinnacle that you need to. I mean, everybody is not an Nita Ambani, no?
True, but then that's how we are all leading to. While what you say is ideally that should be the thing.
Correct.
But still, if we are...
You should know where to draw the line.
Yeah.
And you should know what your limitations are. You can't touch the sky and get the moon down. It's not possible. Yeah. So you must know where definitely this is where my trend is. This is where my limitations are. This is where I want to end.